The father of a Fresno boy who died Tuesday morning following a severe beating is speaking out tonight. The boy's mother and boyfriend are formally charged in court today in connection with 10-year-old Seth Ireland's death. It's our top story at 10. Preston Phillips is live in Southwest Fresno with the very latest. Preston?
John, several shocking details were released in this case today, but before we get to that, I want to give you a live look at this vigil that continues to burn for a second night in a row. Candles memorializing young Seth Ireland, who was beaten unconscious inside this home where he lived with his mother and her boyfriend, who face serious charges tonight and remain in jail.
For the first time since their arrest December 30th, 40-year-old Renee Ireland and her boyfriend, 32-year-old LeBaron Vaughn, appear in court. Tuesday morning, Ireland is formally charged with 2 counts of child abuse against her son, 10-year-old Seth Ireland. Vaughn, her boyfriend and son's accused killer, also charged with 2 counts of child abuse and murder. Both pleaded innocent to all charges against them.
Smile, his bright eyes, his intelligence. I'm going to miss everything about my son.
Tuesday afternoon, Joseph Hudson, Seth's biological father, shared with us his side of the story. He says he blames the court system and police department for failing to protect his son.
I've been pleading with them since last August when I started noticing these signs of child abuse.
Hudson says up until the end of August 2008, he was allowed to see his son without supervision. But he says one weekend, while he and his son were hanging out, he noticed several bruises and scars on the back of his legs, marks that, according to his son, were from falling off his bicycle.
For my son's safety, I didn't mention anything to the mother or anyone else. I wanted him to continue his weekend visits with me because I love my son.
Shortly after, Hudson says the boy's mother filed a hearing with the courts and blamed the abuse on Hudson. But Hudson says following mediation, what he calls the truth came out, that the boy's mother had actually been cited for child abuse around the same time he noticed the physical marks. Hudson and his attorney say the judge reprimanded Ireland for corporal punishment and for alienating a child. But Hudson says the judge was also upset with him for not reporting the marks when he saw them on his son. That's when Hudson says the custody order was changed by the courts to supervised visits only, with the mother retaining custody.
And I was totally outraged and shocked, and I told the judge that I objected to his ruling, that I was total disagreement with it, and told the judge that I had serious concerns about my son's safety and well-being, and he just blew me off and ignored me.
As the fight for his son's custody continued, more bruises and marks of physical abuse showed up on Seth. This time in October, witnessed by Carla Manning, the principal at Kirk School. Concerned for Seth's safety, she wrote this letter to Child Protective Services on November 17th, requesting something be done. But Hudson says he feels authorities failed to intervene. Tonight, he grieves, clinging to memories of his son and hoping changes to the system will one day be made.
And more shocking evidence also released today. Fresno County Sheriff's Office released a report that stated on December 26th, just 3 days before Seth was severely beaten, both his mom and her boyfriend tried to abandon Seth and his brother at the Fresno County Jail because they were, quote, out of control. Now, according to the report, the pair stated that they were told to do this by a social worker when the kids acted up. They decided to take the kids back to the home where they said they'd be safe. At the same time, a deputy at the jail notified Child Protective Services of what had happened. He also noted that the children did not appear to be injured or abused or show any signs of neglect. Also today, Fresno County Supervisor Henry Perea called for an independent investigation into the county's Child Protective Services and will ask next Tuesday the Board of Supervisors to form an independent team and report back to them within 60 days. The suspects are both scheduled to appear back in court January 22nd and February 5th. That's the latest for now. Reporting live in Southwest Fresno, Preston Phillips, KC24, Central Valley's news station.